You are now listening to the iWalter Show. Real talk about nothing.
Faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive, able to leap tall buildings in a single bound. Look, up in the sky, it's a bird brain, it's a plane, it's iWalter. Yes, it's iWalter, strange visitor from another planet who came to Earth with powers and abilities far beyond those of mortal men. iWalter, who can change the course of mighty rivers, bend ears with his annoying voice, and who disguised as Walter Interranti, mild-mannered janitor for a great metropolitan newspaper, fights a never-ending battle for truth, nonsense, and the American way. And now, another exciting episode in the adventures of iWalter.
Good evening. It's almost 9 o'clock. It's like actually 20 of. I apologize, but I am actually recording my show down at Cape May County right now from the Grand Hotel. That's where I'm staying at this present time. So I apologize if things sound a little bit slightly different. Hopefully not. So it is Tuesday night, 8:42 my time, December 22nd, 2015. I decided maybe tonight would be a good night if I'm going to do any shows, simply because why not while I'm down, and it's quiet down here. Excuse me a minute. I'm just actually readjusting my mic. Again, I should probably stop doing that. Just give me one more moment as I adjust this. Hopefully it sounds okay. It looks like my levels are okay, but I really can't tell until I play it back. Actually, I'm going to lift it up a little bit next to my mouth. It's saying it's okay. I keep on repeating myself. I'm not used to doing anything away from home and my studio set up on my main computer. This is actually my Apple 2010 white plastic laptop, but the amp is exactly the same. This is new to me to do it this way. Sorry, because I keep on moving my mouth in and out. There's actually a party going on for the people who work here, the workers at the Grand Hotel. I have to say it was an interesting time going down the shore tonight, mainly because it was a nightmare getting ready. I had taken my own car. My parents had taken their own car. And the nightmare was my dad was in a rush to leave and get down here, which you can't check until 3 o'clock. So I didn't understand it. And plus, I was taking my own car. We ended up following each other, which was a good thing because tonight I think I almost practically just threw my phone. I have an iPhone 5, I think. Or is it an iPhone 6? I don't have the newest one, so whatever the last and the newest one is, let me look that up. I actually forgot to turn down my sound, so I'm going to do that right now. And now I'm going to look up, I have some stories in the mix too, but let me check. I actually normally can't connect to the service in the Grand Hotel because I usually stay at the farthest distance from anyone because I just can't stand people being irritating with their kids running up and down. So I made sure normally, actually it's the iPhone 5 because I'm looking. The newest one is the 6. Actually, it's the iPhone 6 that I have. I don't have the S. Partially down, it was going good. I've had this issue before. I mentioned this to a friend where, especially on certain, I'm trying to think of the right word. The phone just gives out or it locks up. So it's not cool when you're actually traveling at 80 miles an hour and your GPS gives out. And I have Verizon, which is supposed to be your best service. So here I am. I'm traveling down Jersey. I'm actually halfway where I'm supposed to be. And it gives me the incorrect directions on where to go. The GPS, and I actually have Google Maps because I don't trust Apple Maps completely since it's failed me before, had sent me down into a back-wooded area, at least about 20 miles, I would say, at least. And I was like completely lost. And the people who travel on this road are few and far beyond. And when they do travel, though, they usually travel at like over 100 miles an hour. So they don't want to see some guy who's trying to poke in his cell phone thinking I'm texting, which actually I'm just trying to get rerouted. And even at that point, Verizon wasn't being very helpful. And it had me, when it did connect with the Apple Maps, it kept on having me go in circles, literally in circles. So I got to the point I finally just threw my phone. I was so pissed off. It's like, okay, thank you for getting me lost. I actually smacked it against, which I'm really concerned about, against my I have a automatic on the stick. You still have a shifter. It just basically, you don't shift gears. You just basically automatically put it in the gear you want it into. And I smashed the phone against that. I didn't break it, but I was just so pissed off. It actually did bend the phone. Because I'm the type of person, I always forget. I put the phone in my back pocket, and I sat on it a million times, had the phone in my ass pocket, and it never ruined the phone. So that whole misconception, you really have to put a lot of work into the phone to bend it. So I think I finally slightly bend it. I bend it back. The phone seems to be working because I need it to go home, or if I go on trips again, because I like to, for New Year's Eve, me and a friend, Matt, generally, the last couple of years, we've decided just to walk around in New York City before the ball drops and just leave, before it does. We just want to get out of there before that nonsense takes place. So that being said, yeah, I was like, okay, now I'm going to be screwed without a phone. We're down Cape May today, which is Tuesday for 5 days. So that's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We're there until Saturday. We're leaving Saturday, I think, is our last day, or we're leaving Sunday morning, which will give me a little bit of a window because I'll have a couple days, like 4 days, to set up an appointment for the Apple store and say, hey, listen, can you just check this phone out? I always recommend, especially with Apple products, definitely buy any electronics at this point, buy their extended warranty. It's definitely worth it. If you don't, you're basically just going to waste your time. You're wasting your money not doing so. Put the $100, put the couple $100 down. Anyway, forgive me. I'm actually trying to watch TV at the same time. And it was funny. I'm watching this one station. I haven't watched cable on a regular basis in a long time. A friend will beg to differ. He thinks that's all I do is watch TV all day because I've been off for 3 months from work and still getting paid. That's why I can do these shows, even down the shore on vacation. So anyway, I did not notice, but they're showing, this show called The Facts of Life. I don't know what cable channel it was on. And believe it or not, they said, God, I can't remember his name now. I wanted to say Michael Keaton, but it wasn't him. It was somebody else. And it will come to me. It was on The Facts of Life that I didn't even know. Good-looking guy. Let's see. He played Batman at one point. So it was Batman and Robin, I believe. And so I'm going to put that in, like I always do. I always type while I'm on the show. Generally not on a laptop. So I hope this doesn't make a problem. It just really runs slow, though. 97. Joel Schumacher. I just basically needed the name. George Clooney. Yeah, George Clooney didn't even. It looked like him when they titled his name. That apparently George Clooney used to be on The Facts of Life, not the original one, but when they ran for a couple years, kind of deal. George Clooney was like one of the people on Facts of Life, much younger. It was definitely entertaining to see that, at least in the titles. I haven't watched the show because I'm doing. Sorry about that. Yeah, actually, I had a system overload because this laptop apparently can't handle multitask as well as my main computer can, which I now know. Hey, I didn't know that before. Yeah, it actually shut down for a minute. Just in case, because I won't listen to this now. I don't listen to myself, and I didn't realize it shut down. So just in case, I did mention George Clooney used to be on The Facts of Life. It wasn't. I apologize for repeating myself if I am. I don't know at this point, and I'm just doing this as a whim. That Yeah, George Clooney used to be on The Facts of Life. It was in the original show, but it was as it progressed. Same actors, but as they got a little older, they actually incorporated George Clooney. Yeah, right before that shutdown, I was just ready. I'm going to keep an eye on to make sure it does not do this again. I didn't open it up. Now I'm afraid to. Screenwriter Max Landis didn't like Star Wars The Force Awakens. Do you agree or disagree with these points? And I didn't read them. I will not, because if I do, I'll probably spoil it for maybe whoever has not seen it, which I don't know who hasn't. Considering that Star Wars made now, it definitely it made more money in the first weekend than Jurassic World. At first, it was very close, but before the weekend was over and the everything was added up, yes, it definitely beat it. Now, it probably wasn't that hard because I saw one friend on Facebook who actually, I think he might have taken a niece or something to go see the movie over in King of Prussia. Some friend I know on Facebook. I saw him in person before. I don't know if he knows me. I think he actually works at YSP or MMR. I don't know. I think he does. He went over to King of Prussia because he lives locally. And he spent on the, what do you call it, the IMAX theater, he spent like $35 for just the one ticket. So for two tickets, that's like $70. So I saw it in 3D. That was $15. It is not that difficult for that movie to make a lot of money. Just that's the bottom line. Because most people, it's the first Star Wars that was in 3D, so a lot of people are more interested in that fact. Makes it very easy. So, hey, it's no brainer. Of course, Jurassic World was just out this recent year too, which is almost coming to a close as we speak. So I just wanted to point that out. That I felt I was the only one that, like, I feel like compelled to have to go see the movie again. Why, I don't know, because I really did enjoy it. Like I said, the other show, I actually did enjoy much more the film of the Fantastic Four. Now, I'm going to get shot and killed for saying that, but, dude, that's my opinion, or whoever might listen to me. I'm just making sure nobody's walking by my window at my apartment room because it's like outdoor kind of thing. But that's how I feel. You know, I just think it was okay. I don't think it was the greatest thing. They actually are showing a J.J. Abrams film, which he's doing in new Star Treks, and I don't even think that's that great. And everybody seems to be like gung-ho about the new Star Treks. Why? I don't even know, because they just look too glossy and not that spectacular. They don't have the same story as the original characters or whoever wrote the other movies did. Because I know it wasn't the original producer, obviously. That man's been deceased for years. Anyway, I'm just going to read these in order like I... Oh, actually, before I do that, though, I need to go off a little bit. It just seems people are in a really nasty mood. I don't know what it is about people. I got some stories that, you know, kind of fit my thought of thinking about people not being, you know, act like they wear their heart on their sleeve, which they obviously do not. So I got a couple stories about like that. I might just take a glance. One is about some guy who ran into a fucking wall. Texas brother says, I'm just looking at him, some funny stuff. A woman again who gives hush money after sleeping with a kid for like 4 years, 11-year-old kid who was 15, and gave him $900 not to, she's married too again. I'll read that story later on. Not to tell her husband or the school that this kid was sleeping, or she was sleeping with a 11-year-old kid, a grown woman, married woman, and the kid spills the beans even after she gives him $900 just to keep his mouth shut. So the bottom line is she should not have found herself in that predicament to begin with. She wouldn't have to worry about it. So that's another issue I have. I'm hoping this does well because probably after today, depending how really slow it is, I'll try to do some shows during my vacation, but I don't know. Because I'm also trying to consider if I want to spend the extra $10, because right now I can go up $10 more and I get more advertisement, so to speak, or them helping to push my radio shows, which right now I only get literally a handful of people. I want to get more. I really want to get more. I'm trying to make the best out of this. And congratulations, my one friend Matt, who has gone back to school. More power to him. I know I couldn't do it. Going for a whole different degree to become a teacher or, something else that he mentioned. I apologize, Matt, for not remembering. I know you're going to hear this and probably complain about it, but dude, I'm sorry. But congratulations. He works full time. He has his own business he runs. He has people working for them, and he went back to school in all this chaos he has going on, and he successfully pulled out he got all A's in all his classes. He took a couple classes. He's going full time, and he got all A's, and he is basically running his own business that he runs and he facilitates and has people working for him, and he does about 80% of the work himself, going to people's houses and teach them music lessons. So congratulations on that, Matt, if you hear this. I'll drop you off an email so you will listen to my show from down the shore. So I wanted to throw that into. I'm going to go back to my stories. I'm just really aware I've overloaded my thing again. Okay, so my story that's lined up first anyway was from the morning call. It was actually yesterday, I think. Could have been today. Let me see what the date is. It's the 22nd, so it was still the 22nd. By the time this show goes up, it's going to be tomorrow. It's going to be Wednesday. A driver dies after crashing into a historic Moravian College building. So they're leaving a lot hush-hush. Bethlehem, police said the man died Monday evening after crashing his car into a historic building on the Moravian College campus. Again, I guess the building, they said, is 267 years old, at 89th West Church Street at 4:30 p.m. Again, people, this is just people, I think, not only not paying attention, but are just aggressively driving and not paying attention to the road. And a good example of this, I'm driving down on 76 going to Philadelphia to go through to Jersey to get down the shore. I get on around King of Prussia, where the mall is, Valley Forge. I take that way. It's actually it's basically straight on to 76. You're not actually passing the mall, but it's nearby, the King of Prussia Mall and the Valley Forge Park. And lo and behold, I hate to say this, and I was going to hold back, but I can't. Two young couple, African-American, were decided to drive instead of onto 76, the entrance to 76, they were driving on the way to go to Philly the opposite fucking direction. So the car was totaled, brand new car. It looked like a Lincoln, a white Lincoln. The car was totally smashed up. Two cop cars had showed up to do the investigation and an ambulance because the car was not going on the on-ramp towards Philly from 76. No, they were actually going the opposite direction. So I've seen this before. So some people were saying, my parents said, no, maybe he basically tried to cut over because it's two lanes going down the one to get on the 76. I know it's a lot of bottlenecks in Philly, but I've seen that stuff from my own eyes. I had my mother in the car one time. I had taken her down near Oaks, and there was somebody who was taking the way over. It wasn't 76. It's some expressway up to the Philadelphia outlet. That's the best I can explain because I don't know the name of the road. It's going towards Potsdam. And they actually took the on-ramp as an off-ramp. I saw this car. They were going like 100 miles an hour. They plowed, and their whole front end of their car was just sheared off because the idiot basically was taking the on-ramp as an off-ramp. So this is an exact same thing where some moron, this young couple, were taking the on-ramp to Philadelphia on 76 as the off-ramp. So you can't say – and then there's this poor girl up in Pottstown who just fucking got killed. And I heard the way it went is the girl basically just stepped into the street where, I'm talking about your sign is college, where the pedestrians have the fucking right of way. It's a college campus. You have to drive no faster than 25. This guy older man plowed over this girl and hit her and killed her. He stuck around, so I can't call it a hit and run, but he killed the fucking girl at a college campus. So you have that. I've seen that with my own eyes, where people take the on-ramps as off-ramps because they don't want to turn around or drive any further than they have to. It's like, you know what? I'd rather waste $20 in gas than fucking have a car total that costs me $20,000. Makes no fucking sense to me. But these people are so moronic. I don't know how else to put it. So I saw that today, and I know I was going to take pictures, but hey, I had enough problems today, and I obviously did because I had problems with my phone, which unfortunately there's no Apple stores in this part of Jersey, of Cape May. The closest one is actually in Atlantic City. And the distance from here to Atlantic City, because I'm out way on the coast of Jersey, would take me as long as it would take me to go back home. So I'm just going to do it when I get home again. I just noticed tonight the tootiness with the females, too, already. In the hotel a little bit. There's one woman who actually works here. She's a very nice lady. Love her to death. My parents and I, she's known us for almost as long as we came here, almost, which we've been coming down to the Grand and Hotel in Cape May for almost over 20 years now. But, it's that attitude problem with the females that they think that every fucking guy is hitting on them. I'm so fucking sick of that. I'm sorry. Hey, I'm on vacation. I'm going to steam out a little bit. I'm still fighting to get my job back. So it just, where is it going to fucking stop with people that they grow the fuck up? I don't think it's going to ever happen. Sorry about that. I didn't turn off my volume again. I'm just really afraid of my thing crashing too. But it does give me a heads up, so that's good. Let me check my levels as I am. I'm going back and forth. I don't want to open up too many menus. I do have a lot, so I apologize about that part. I have something from comicbook.com. I just don't know what it is. Oh, okay. I actually did not know that Max Landis did not like the Star Wars movie, The Force Awakens. I didn't know I actually opened that article. Haven't earned internet affection by attacking one of the best-selling comic book stories of all times, Chronicle of Superman. American alien writer Max Landis has now earned himself the enemy of the state masses by attacking one of the highest grossing films ever. So you can find that actually on comicbook.com. I'm trying to be really careful because I just want to shut down more stories. And I don't want to ruin anything, because if I read this story and then somebody didn't see the story, out of those 5 people who actually listen to me, one of those people are going to say, oh, you're a fucking asshole. You just ruined the fucking movie for me. So guess what? I'm not going to fucking read what he did not like about the movie. Excuse me, he did not like about the movie. I'm just telling you, I didn't like the movie that much myself. I just am buying it for nostalgic reasons. There are going to be other Star Wars movies. They're actually going to do a Boba Fett movie. They're doing a lot of spin-off movies, so I'm just going to take this as with a grain of salt and just incorporate it into my collection of having all the Star Wars movies on Blu-ray too. So I just shut that movie out. So, here we go. Here's one of my many things. I did not find the one picture I was looking for. Somebody actually put up a caption. So I keep on bumping into my mic, so I apologize. It's going to really sound lousy. Somebody actually posted a picture of a girl, with her ass in spandex or yoga pants, as everybody else calls them. And they actually put a caption on it, and they said, 90% of the women who wear yoga pants don't even exercise. And they said 100% of the straight male population don't even care at all that they wear yoga pants. They enjoy it, basically. Guys jerk off to that shit. So how come I'm the one person, I make comments about it, I'm the biggest fucking pervert in the world, when there's 100% of the male population that is straight who fucking is jerking off to women who just basically have, and girls who have their asses hanging out of ultra tight lycra spandex. So that bullshit's got to stop too. I'm on a rampage tonight. Here's another one that just really pissed me off almost, and it was put up by Kristen Renee. I'm sorry. no problem with it. But when it starts attacking me, which I know it generally does in my everyday life, then it really pisses me off. And I hate these guys who are so chivalrous. Anyway, I didn't tell you what it's called. It's called Feel Sensation of Touch. Somebody did a video. It's 8 minutes long. It's a little over 8 minutes. And the guy just goes up on the street to women, and he grabs their breast. And the girls think it's great because the guy's a decent looking guy. So he gets away with it. So I just looked at one already, and you got the one chivalrous male. Oh, that guy's a douchebag. Well, guess what? The women weren't complaining. They actually enjoyed it. The guy got both his hands and grabbed both their breasts, and he was squeezing them on the street of girls, and they were laughing about it. They thought it was great. I would do that. I'd be fucking under behind bars in 30 seconds. So that one's called Feel Sensation of Touch. And apparently this girl, Kristen Renee, actually liked it. So, hey, don't look at me. Don't point a finger at me, you shithead. Not her, but other people who like to point fingers at me that I'm the one who is unscrupulous and needs to get serious help for being a sex maniac or something when I don't have any sex. So, you got to kind of figure out where you point your finger and don't point it at me all the time, you assholes. Not saying her again. Please don't take it that way. Anyway, on a lighter note, which I'm being very sarcastic, one thing I do like is iHorror. And they said the 8 best kills in the Silent Night, Deadly Night franchise. Never, ever had seen any of those films, so I have no fucking clue. I looked at him, was like, okay, this is kind of why you like horror movies, because you get to see people get ripped to shreds where you're not actually doing the violence. Somebody else is on screen, which is not real, but it's a way of relieving your, for me, besides seeing hot girls, which is also an ingredient why people go to see horror movies, which are guys who go see them. Why do you think people go? It's a stress reliever. Believe it or not, it really can be a stress reliever, and trust me, it is. So they got 8 different ones, and again, it's on iHorror. Like poking an umbrella through some guy, decapitating some guy's head, toy tanks that basically kill 2 people having sex, getting an axe through the head, somebody who is getting his eyeball pulled out through his mouth. I don't know. I've never seen any of these films. I think I saw like 2 seconds of one on cable one night. And putting a woman through a wood chipper, amongst other ones, because there's 8 of them. I don't know if I read them all. And I even read them how they kind of made a joke about it. Alrighty, hey, it's iWalter again. I am back. Yeah, it shut down again. It was an overload on this laptop. It just really can't handle it. I actually finished what I was talking about. It was Silent Night, Deadly Night. I am back again. I'm just keeping an eye every time it overloads. The laptop apparently cannot handle the stress. I brought my cheap, hey, if I want to throw it through a window laptop, it's no big fucking deal because it's a cheap laptop. It's under warranty from Microsoft. I just get it replaced. I brought that one with me. I should have brought my better one. I just don't want to get the better one destroyed because it's a good laptop. This one is too. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, I was talking about Silent Night, Deadly Night. I've never seen any of them. That's the main thing. So I apologize. So tonight, somebody's show segments of the show are just going to repeat itself just because of this cut. Anyway, it was really funny because my one friend one time, he showed me these videos on YouTube. Well, now there's actually a Facebook page for it. It's called Wisdom Teeth Videos. My one friend said he thought it was fucking hilarious. I thought it was kind of dumb, but he thought it was, the knees. What does he call it? The bee's knees. I'm joking. He'll correct me about that. But these people that are basically just high on Novocaine or whatever, and, they're basically don't know what the fuck they're saying and acting like total goofballs. Now there's a whole fucking Facebook page just on people with plenty of Novocaine in their mouth and they don't know what the fuck they're saying. Yeah, it is pretty funny. So I bookmarked it. I wanted to send it to my friend. I don't know how. He has a Facebook page, but he basically just uses it for business, my friend Matt. Which I think the next time I see him, I have to say, hey, Matt, you got to check this out. These are all like all those videos you were kind of show me one or two that you really liked, but there's actually plenty of them on there to kind of crack you up. I guess other people, like Matt, find it really funny. Hey, before I forget, because I was glancing back and forth, and I just thought of it again. Now the big thing is if you have, I'm trying to think of the right word, media. What do you call it? Like an Xbox, PlayStation, or something like that, or any type of a Blu-ray player. They all now you can get, you can actually get networks on there. They actually added them even to your Blu-ray player, I believe. And you can get the first pilot shows of any new show for free. The pilots they give out, they try to encourage you to sign up and pay for, a monthly fee for their network. I think a lot of stations are going that way. They're becoming more independent, separate from the cable company. I just found out that Starz has done that because there's one show on there which I don't really feel like paying for. It's like $10 a month, and it's really not worth it for one TV show. But it's actually Ash versus the Evil Dead. You can actually purchase now Starz without having cable and just stream it. I think it's like $8 or $9 a month actually, but for me it's just not worth it. So I'm not going to do that. I'll wait and excuse me, I'll get on Netflix for free. Let me grab a swallow. I'm keeping my eyes open now. I'm not making sure it won't shut down. So hold on a minute. Already much better. Let me just grab an extra swallow. That's me swallowing, by the way. So kind of dead spot right there. So anyway, I kind of want to stray. I'm just so afraid of my freaking little laptop shutting down. Okay. Yeah, there's this TV show, which I was going back and forth. Do I really want to pay for another TV show? Because I buy a couple shows now that I really enjoy, and it's well worth it for me. It's just it gets really costly. Because now I'm spending a couple $100 a year or every 6 months buying TV shows just because it's just more convenient. You don't have to watch the commercials that way, and you own them. Not only did you get them when they first come out, you own them, through iTunes or Amazon Prime, whatever, or one of your other networks, which I got to tell you about that in a minute too, folks. So anyway, there was this show called, I've seen this, they've been heavily advertising, called Teachers, which looks really fucking bad, but it was free for the pilot. It doesn't come out until next year. It's a 2016 television show, a comedy. I watched it. It was really fucking funny. In my opinion, it was funny. Now, the whole thing is, it's about these teachers who are teaching young kids, which I think Rush Limbaugh would probably like this, a bunch of stuff that they believe in, and they're filling these kids' heads, like these little kids that are in like first grade or ever, with their their beliefs and their messed up lives. They're feeding these kids their interpretation of how they hate life or why they're miserable. So they're not actually teaching the kids anything worth anything. It's not worth value. They're basically teaching kids how to be as stupid and as ignorant as these like first grade teachers are. And these teachers, there's like one teacher who's like full of herself, so she belittles the kids because she can't understand. Like there's this, for instance, there's this one little girl who's a little kid drawing a little stick figure of the one teacher, and she says, "Do you really think this looks like me?" And she says, "You got to redo this again." So and there's another teacher that is like a leftover punk rock girl. That's a woman now teaching kids, and she's like totally a mess, very suicidal and very depressed, teaching these kids how to be as miserable as she is. So they're not teaching these kids anything worth value. And it's like, you know what? I hate to say this. This is probably the closest thing, even though it's a comedy, to real life, of how our school system is so fucked up with these school teachers embedding their misconstrued construed values into, as Rush would say, young school minds of mush or something like that, he says. because that's exactly what this show is incorporating into it, that these teachers are really fucking up these kids' heads, and you're not helping the situation. You're just making more, you're making these more, I can't even think, like, even though they're not their kids, these teachers running these classes, they're making a room full of messed up kids who are as fucked up as the teachers. And I could really see that happening. So the bottom line is, I'm sorry for going off on a sidetrack. I could really see this happening. I could see this happening in everyday life, because professors will sway you or persuade you, especially younger kids, to think like they do. That's what I'm trying to say. And you don't think that's really I'm sorry, I keep on bumping the mic. That's not really happening in real life. I really think that is happening. So I just wanted to say that. I'm trying to get these stories shut down so I won't get locked down. And I still have up, you got to check it out, the story on or the webpage on Facebook. We'll read it again. I just had to put that when I looked at these kids. It kind of reminded me of that. Perfect time to fit in about those school teachers. The TV show called Teachers coming out next year. But the pilot is free. Wisdom Teeth videos on Facebook. Anyway, I was mentioning, as I'm doing my show, okay, somebody's pulling in. I hope they don't come up here, walk by my window. What was I going to say? I didn't notice. I was like, I brought my Blu-ray player down the shore with me. It's a region unlocked, region free, region all Blu-ray DVD player. So I can buy, because I have Blu-rays and DVDs from every country, basically on Doctor Who and some movies that just never released over here. Like the one movie, I think it's called The Island or something. I had to buy it in Australia. It's one of those Peter Benchley books made into a movie that didn't do that well. I think it's called The Island. I could be wrong. So anyway, I'm like, I got these films. I can't watch them unless I have a region-free Blu-ray player or a DVD player, which is both. So I figured, okay, if it breaks, I'm going to check on eBay and see if I can get one that's comparable to the one I have, just in case as a backup. If I have to buy one, I want to know I can get one. Excuse me, I just belched. So anyway, yeah, there actually is. There is actually Blu-ray players for like $100 you can buy that are region-free. But no, here's the best part. I like Sony. All my products, minus my Apple products and a few other things, are all Sony. So now Sony went one step further, which I'm sure it's going to definitely put a dig in people's sides. You can buy for like, if you don't want the region-free ones, the ones that were tampered with, that will basically unlock the region code on the machine, you want to buy one off the shelf at Walmart. You can buy what's called PlayStation Now Blu-ray players. They're $60. You buy them in Walmart or anywhere else for $60. And they now have, Sony put out brand new Blu-ray players under $100. All you have to do is get a PlayStation 3 controller, and it's got built into the unit, the Blu-ray player. You have to download the games, though. You play the games through downloading them. But you basically have a built-in PlayStation 3 in your Blu-ray player for $60. So, I know companies like, which do the same thing. You got to download to play the games. You got to download them on your system. What is it? NVIDIA's been doing that with the NVIDIA system they have out. I forget what it's called. Apple TV has done that now. And also Amazon has done that, where you have a box that basically streams TV shows, but you can also download and purchase video games and play them. Well, now the new Blu-ray players that Sony has put out, they're brand new, under $100, have the capability. It says all you need to do is buy a PlayStation 3 joystick, and you can play PlayStation games directly on your Blu-ray player. I mean, how can you beat that? Under $100, you got a PlayStation 3 technically that will play PlayStation games on your Blu-ray player. I mean, that's really cool. Now, I mean, if you want the region unlocked, you're talking, depending on what they want to rip you off for the region-free ones, because Sony does not do this, somebody else does. They're anywhere from $100 up to $200. You can get one. It does play. They're called PlayStation Now, by the way, in case you're interested. I thought that was really cool. I'm sorry, I keep on bumping my lips into my mic, so it sounds really probably pretty bad. I'm just so paranoid of shutting shit down like I did twice already on my show. You want to keep an eye on my show. Make sure it doesn't shut down. Another depressing story. Going to those now. Dreamin' Demon. Texas brothers arrested after 83-year-old Desi Hancock beaten to death. I think this was yesterday. No, actually, this was today, which is going to be around for a couple hours. Two brothers have been charged after one of them beat an 83-year-old Desi Hancock to death, apparently for no reason at all. See, that's the best reason. Those are, I hate to say it, Latino-looking, and I will try to find their names, but I just got to keep an eye. On Sunday, Thomas Perkins, 18. You got to look at the pictures, though. They have mugshots of these guys. Edward Perkins, 19, and Jesse Perkins, 20, went to a home looking for an acquaintance. While they were there, Hancock also showed up to visit someone at the home. For reasons that are currently unknown, Jesse Perkins punched and kicked and stopped Hancock before he and his brother fled the scene. All three eventually arrested and initially charged with aggravated assault. But they killed the man, too, an 83-year-old man who was just going to visit somebody at the same location. So you explain that for me. I mean, this is just ridiculous. This is really ridiculous. And, I rest my case, though, folks. Here again, it's just people that have no respect for anybody. They treat you like a piece of dog shit, and they blame you that it's your fault for them acting that way. They don't take any responsibility. That's not part of, hey, we're not responsible for acting like assholes or acting irresponsible. That's your fault. That's what today in the age is. I don't know if I mentioned this. I think I did the other day on my show, and I'll mention it again. There was an article I read while I was doing my show, and I'm reiterating that these refugees we let in our country. It's another thing. Our idiot president's letting all these refugees in the country because we got to be PC about this. Well, now, since, he wants to let them in the country, they're not being, going through the customs like everyone else has. Not only are they potential terrorists that they might be letting in the country, some of them might actually, apparently, they found out, could be carrying into the United States, I apologize, flesh-eating bacteria disease as well. And that's very contagious, and it's very deadly. So there you go. Congratulations. You want to be politically correct, but you're going to wipe out the population of the U.S. with diseases and other bacterial infections that we didn't have before just to be PC. And by the time this really takes place and people start dying in large amounts from this idiot we have in office now, it'll be too late to do anything because he'll be out of office. That is the big issue I have right now. So, yeah, I just wanted to mention that again. Trying to keep an eye on my show. And you can read that one about, it's in Texas, so I don't need to go any further. Texas Brothers. I just think that's ridiculous. Hey, I just want to throw a little plug out for this one drag queen, Sharon Needles. She's actually on Saturday, February 6, 2016. She is going to be down in Philly, 1250 North Front Street, Philadelphia, PA. I'll probably still be off of work. February 7th is my birthday. She is doing a meet and greet or general admissions, $20, and it's called Kung Fu Necktie. She's actually a really good entertainer. I know it's a drag queen. Basically, it's a guy dressed up in drag, but very funny. I saw her before, trying to be politically correct, but I'm serious, though. She is really funny, even though it's a guy dressed up in drag. It would be worth going to see. Let me put it that way. She's doing a VIP meet and greet or a general admission, $20. So that's on February 6th, the day before my birthday. I'm actually half tempted to do it. Apologize. Oh, this was really cool, and I'm a little bit jealous. I will admit to this on iHorror. Not a bad story this time. Not a way of me relieving my stress. I saw this short a while back, and now they want to make it into a full-length movie because apparently it got picked up. So that's really cool. iHorror movie Lights Out gets a release date, meaning that it's actually, I read the article a little bit, it did so well as a short, they want to make it into a full-length feature film now. As reported earlier, this little short is now being brought to life in a full feature-length film produced by James Wan. The movie will tell the story of a young boy and his estranged sister who are confronted by an evil entity that only appears when the lights are out. I remember when this short first came out, they said when you watched it, and I was actually, you're going to be afraid to turn off the lights because it is really fucked up. Now, it did so well as a short, like a 3-minute short, they now want this to be a full-length motion picture. So that is really cool, and it said winner best director, who's there. Basically, I tried to do a short film and I got shot down that it was not put together, not very professional looking. This guy obviously did do a professional look, and obviously now it's paid off. He's actually getting the money to do they want him to do a whole movie out of this short. And it is really good. It's called Lights Out again if you want to see it. Radio Times is my next story. I'm trying to keep an eye because, again, I don't know when my system's going to get stressed out again. This was really cool. This actually fucked up my computer at home. I purchased a while back this lightsaber for a costume, which I never wore. I got a custom-made lightsaber for this guy makes, and it's on my Facebook page. I know everything's on my Facebook page. So I tried to add this right before I was ready to head out the door to go down to Cape May tonight. And my fucking computer basically, something on his page rebooted locked out the system, and then I had to reboot. I had to do a hard shutdown and a reboot on my Mac. So I'm not happy because I'm afraid I'm going to go home and it's going to be like, okay, did this really fuck up another part of my computer? Because the computer's been running seamlessly, no problems for the longest time. No fucking problems. I open up this thing from this guy's article from the Radio Times. He's actually from the U.S., though. He does these custom-made lightsabers, and it was really cool because I watched it. He did one out of a Doctor Who sonic screwdriver, the new sonic screwdriver, and it looks really impressive. But I didn't know because I got the ones without the sounds. I just got the lightsaber. I wanted to carry it, have it part of my costume. The special sound effects, he actually programs a little chip he puts into the lightsaber. So when you swing it, it makes the exact same noise as you hear in the movies of Star Wars. And if you tap it against something, it does that crackling, banging noise like it did in the movie. Precisely the same at the appropriate time. The only thing is like, dude, I don't want to spend that kind of money on a lightsaber. But I saw him do it with the sonic screwdriver. No, Matt, I will not. My one friend, Matt, will say this. Oh, you're going to go buy one of those now. No, I won't. Anyway, I don't know what he's charging. This guy makes really good things. Again, look on the Daily News, did I say? Radio Times, I apologize. And look at his Time Lord custom lightsaber. Very cool. I think it was just a fluke. I don't know, but it did shut down my system. I was not happy. I would recommend checking it out for this guy. He was asking people to add him. I'm afraid to now because it already fucked up my system once. I did buy something from him. He actually also sells his product, I think, on eBay and Etsy, I think is the way I pronounce the one website. He sells them because he makes them in his garage. It takes him a couple weeks to make each one, about a month or so because, he's probably got a lot of orders too. And, he basically custom makes to your liking how you want your lightsaber to look. I didn't know the sounds would look that cool. I just didn't want to pay that kind of money either. So, really cool though. Really, really, really cool. But it did fuck up my computer too. Not his fault. That was just that website. There was something they were saying now. I guess an independent company wants to do some, which I'm hoping for, some either pick up Doctor Who or do a continuation on other stories or something like that with Doctor Who, some independent company separate from BBC, which obviously BBC is not going to be bothered by because you know why? They're making money off this. They own the royalty rights to anything that comes off of Doctor Who. So obviously. Okay, I finally got to the story about this woman. I just want to make sure again. Okay, yeah, my computer has not. I'm using GarageBand, did not shut down. It looks like Kyle, but I think it's probably pronounced because it's a woman, blonde-haired lady. She looks like that woman from The Facts of Life, this lady. She looks identical to her, but her name's, I'm going to say it's Kaylee because she's a woman. D'Amato Crushel or whatever, caught having sex with a teen she known since preschool. So she was having sex with this kid since he was in preschool, Bridgeport, Connecticut. Now, my one friend, Matt, says, I just beat these stories to death. Dude, I don't come up with these stories. I see these stories, and they piss me off, not because I want to sleep with a 5-year-old, but it's the fact that everybody else does, and they just get it kind of rub it off of a woman because she's a woman and she's feeble and she can't help herself having desires for, like, 5-year-old kids. And this is, like, on a continuous basis, or a 15-year-old kid, or a 1-year-old kid. Or an infant, because I've read those too. But it's just the only way this stuff's going to stop is when you take this stuff's, the general public takes this very seriously and say, listen, you're either going to get the death penalty if it's really severe or something like that, or you're just going to spend the rest of your life in jail. You're not going to get a slap on the wrist, and this will stop. Trust me. They do that for the men. They got to do that for the women. I'm just going to call her Kaylee because I'm not sure. It's Kyle. It probably looks like Kyle, but I'm going to say Kaylee because it's a woman. She does look like the woman from Facts of Life. I'm not even kidding. Has been charged after 45-year-old teacher, she's only a couple years younger than me, got caught by her husband having sex with a 15-year-old boy. I'm not even kidding. This is the story. That's the way it's written. Her husband thought there was intruders and were in a house the other night and called the police. It turned out to be it wasn't her, but rather the wife was shagging a 15-year-old boy she once taught in preschool. So she was having sex with this kid since he was in preschool. That's the problem. That's where I come up with these ages. Despite this, the boy was given $900 to keep his mouth shut. The teen spilled the beans, telling the police he had been having sex with this woman since 2013, when he was in 7th grade. So there you go. And they give these people a slap on the wrist every fucking time if they're a female. They said they're going to have a hard time getting out. She's going to have a hard time getting out of this one, especially since the police say her DNA was found on the boy's underwear. So there you go. She was trying that whole thing of, I'm a victim. I don't know how I got caught in this circumstance. It is not my fault, as what I'm assuming, because I'm just kind of skipped down to the last line. And they found DNA tests that found that she was guilty as charged. She has been charged with second-degree sexual assault, impairing the morals of a child, and tampering with a witness. She is currently free on $50,000 bail. So there you go. If this was with a guy in the same predicament, a male teacher doing the same thing, his bail would have been set at over $100,000, probably like $500,000. So this is where I'm saying this shit's got to stop. The only way you're going to stop this is by not encouraging women that they can do it and it's okay, by giving them a slap on the wrist or a minimal charge. You got to get them and hit them hard that they won't do it again, because that's the same thing in our society. You look the other way with certain people. You let people that are illegals, you slap them on the wrist, you deport them, they come back in our country and they do the same thing again with misdemeanors, drugs, killing people, sexual assault. And the only reason they do it after getting caught is because the most that we do is deport them and they come back in the country again, or we give them a slap on the wrist. We don't do anything else. And it's the same thing with these teachers. And going back to that TV show called Teachers, that's why I said I like that show Teachers so much, because this is exactly what this show is making fun of. It's these idiotic teachers who are just total idiots and do whatever they want because they know that if they get caught, it's not going to lead to them seriously tarnishing their reputation. In fact, it'll just make them look that much better. And that's what this show's about, are just like moronic teachers like that. In a different light, but I'm sure since it was only a pilot show, I'm sure it's going to go more into that. Because I think they were kind of twisting it in that direction. I could kind of tell by what I saw in the pilot. But it's free. You can watch it. So I would say check it out. Another story from Minneapolis. Michael Gallagher. It's funny. I had a teacher, I think, named that. Beat Mike Gallagher or whatever. Beat mother to death with statue sculpture of himself. Okay, that's not right, but it's kind of funny. I hate to admit. And by the way, I had a call. Oh, I got a Hot Topic credit card in the mail just yesterday. I had to get it activated, so you had to talk to a live representative. Now, get this is no fucking joke. So I don't know if the guy was being sarcastic or if this was for real, and I was going to throw a joke in on the side. The guy I was talking on the phone, the representative for the credit card company through Hot Topic, his name was, this is no joke, was Peter Parker. So, excuse me, I was ready to make a comment, but I don't know much about Spider-Man, so I couldn't really make a good joke. Like, it's like, are you still web slinging? Are you still working for the newspaper? How's your girlfriend doing? Which I can't remember their names, from the movie, from the comic books. God, I'm afraid to do this. I'm going to try to without shutting down my thing. His girlfriend's. What was it? His name, he said it was Peter Parker, though. I guess he was waiting for me to say something. I don't know, but he kept a straight face. He kept that poker face when he was doing it. Okay. Yes. Okay. Yeah, it says I put in Peter Parker and it came up with right away Spider-Man. Significant others. Mary Jane Watson. How's Mary Jane Watson doing? How's Gwen Stacy or Betty Brant? I was ready to make a joke like that. It was on the tip of my tongue to do it. It was like, dude, I can't do it. You probably get those jokes all the time because I have a woman at work I used to work with. I was friends or am friends with, I guess. And her last name is Bolton. And her first name is Gail. And it was like, I threw so many jokes at her and she said, listen, I am so sick of the Michael Bolton jokes. She said, I've heard that all my life. All the Michael Bolton jokes because her last name was Bolton. Her name's Gail Bolton. So, that's why I didn't want to do that with this guy. And deep down inside, I was like, dude, you probably heard every joke about Peter Parker already. You probably don't want to hear any more. Your parents probably called you that because their last name was Parker and they probably liked Spider-Man. Because I know years ago, there was this bakery shop where these young girls, before Doctor Who even made a comeback, these young girls worked in this bakery my mom would go to, and they said, my mom would say, oh, yeah, my son's really into Doctor Who or something like that. And the girls would say, oh, yeah, our parents were big Doctor Who fanatics like I was back in the 80s. So they named their daughters Nyssa and Tegan. So, and the girl's name was literally either whoever was working in this bakery, Nyssa or Tegan, from Doctor Who with Peter Davison. So, yeah, people will do that shit. And, a lot of times it kind of is fun and it's cool, but it's not cool for the kid who grows up with that name. So that's why I didn't want to do that with that guy either. Anyway, this guy, Mike Gallagher, has been charged with murder after the 62-year-old allegedly beat his elderly mother to death with a sculpture of himself. I won't read anymore. I just think it was it's not funny, but I just have a really weird sense of humor. Here's another one I just couldn't help. I could not resist. African-American woman. I am sorry, I can't pronounce her last name. I'm going to try to make a really good effort at it. Dawn Malecki arrested after beating her husband for repeatedly farting in bed. Well, dude, I'd be screwed there. I'm glad I don't have a significant other woman because, well, my mom does. She's married, obviously, to my dad, and she's got a little bit of an issue with flatulence constantly right now. So, yeah, I think I would too, though. My one friend, Trevor, used to do that all the time. He used to do it to his poor girlfriend, not his wife, because he married somebody else. But one of his girlfriends back when he was younger, my friend Trevor used to do something that he called a Dutch oven, and that's when you fart under the sheets and you throw it over your girlfriend's head or significant other's head, and they got to suffer with the smell of your flatulence. And it was like, it's called a Dutch oven. I've never heard of it before. Anyway, this one's called, it was from Port St. Lucie, Florida. Dawn was arrested after she allegedly attacked her husband for repeatedly farting in bed. I can't blame the woman because sometimes some of those farts were really bad. Yeah, I'm being sarcastic, I know, but it's kind of funny. You can read that on the Dream and Demon. And again, I want to enjoy some of my vacation as well. Yeah, according to police reports, Donald Meckel or whatever was in bed with his wife when he passed gas. She first elbowed him. Sorry about this, bumped my mic. Him in the arm, but then he started elbowing then started elbowing him and kicking him when he continued baking his brownies. I never heard that one before. I heard the Dutch oven, but now they call it baking the brownies. So he continued to fart even after the woman kept on repeatedly saying, please stop it. This led to Donald restraining his wife for his own safety, but her lip was unevenly split open in the process. Dawn broke free and ran to the bathroom and called 911 while firing off a canister of pepper spray. So I misunderstood this. Let me reread this again. Meckel or Mecky. Dawn Mecky arrested after beating husband for repeatedly farting in bed. But the guy attacked her. She kept on nudging him to stop. He kept on doing it anyway. And it ended up being a domestic dispute. When the police arrived, they noted that Donald had scratches on his chest and that his shirt was ripped in several places. Dawn admitted that she had attacked her husband because of his ass biscuits and confirmed her blistered lip came from him being restrained and not from a punch. Okay, so she was trying to blame him. But, yeah, that is very irritating. I have to take this lady's defense. I mean, if somebody can repeatedly farts, no offense to the guy, just get out of the fucking bed. If you have a lot of gas problems, sleep on the fucking couch. Let this lady, rest in peace, because it's not her that's leaving the farts. It's you, and you're the one who's fucking disturbing the peace. So I have to take her side. Dawn Meckel or whatever was arrested and charged with domestic battery. She was placed in St. Lucie County Jail, but since then has been released. Yeah, because you can't hold somebody. I mean, in her defense, I think that is really disgusting, and I don't blame her. My friend Todd did send this earlier tonight. I'm being really careful because it's trying to load it. It's going to shut down my iTunes again. So I'm going to make sure I turn down the sound. I did turn it off. Alrighty, this was just tonight, which is only a few hours. SEPTA suspended driver caught on camera throwing water at a passenger. So this SEPTA driver guy, literally, it was Monday night actually, but it was actually posted today. Stopped the bus and threw water on this girl. I don't know what the whole thing was. Monday, suspended bus driver without pay. He was suspended, this bus driver, without pay, after a video of the driver attacking and throwing water on a female passenger surfaced on social media over the weekend. Police said transit authorities are continuing to investigate the incident, officials say. So that's pretty interesting. I did have some stuff I think I already mentioned anyway. The big thing is Doctor Who Christmas specials coming up in the next couple days, so that's making a lot of hype. I'm going to do one more run through. I apologize. There was some lag time in the show tonight. I'm doing it on my laptop. I am down in in Cape May County right now, just to give you a heads up. I just want to see what my friend had posted, if anything. Oh, okay. Thank you, Todd. I'm going to like this right now. I'm not going to read the whole story because it's going to go on too long, and I have to figure out how to put it together now. Woman bites off husband's ear over a beer. That's the title. At St. Cloud, a St. Cloud woman was arrested after biting the husband's ear off during an argument over beer. So, yeah, that was on WGRZ Channel 2 Buffalo. So I'm not going to read that. Like I said, I'm going to, spare you the agony. Thank you, Todd. He sent me one. Brazen thief pushes loaded cart out the door at a Walmart. Lower Allen Township, Cumberland County, PA. Lower Allen Township. Police are looking for the man, they say, wheeled a cart loaded with merchandise, including 2 television sets, right out the front door of a Walmart. So that is actually on my Facebook page, or at least Todd did send it to me. That's from WPMT Fox 43. So, Todd, thank you for that story. He's got maybe some other, one more story I don't know yet. I'm looking at it now. Okay, Todd, thank you for this one. Facebook video investigated after it appears to show high school student molesting underage girl. So, Todd, thank you for that one. That was on PIX11.com. So, see that? Does that say iWalter's doing these molestations, causing all these major issues, pulling carts out? Now, I know the world does not revolve around me, but in my everyday life, in my encounters with idiots in real life, I see this constantly. Especially the idiots who don't use signals, the idiots that cut you off, the idiots to cut you off just to get off the exit less than a millisecond from where they cut you off and almost get you killed. The idiots to tailgate you by driving your bumper, literally, and then try to get in front of you just so they can lower their speeds down to 35 miles an hour from 105. It's shit like that I can't deal with. So, Todd, thank you so much. I just got a poke from this woman named, I think she's from Texas, Nikki Parcells. So thank you for that. I just poked her back. Anyway, I think I kind of covered everything I wanted to tonight, and I successfully, after 2 shutdowns, no puns intended, I should not use that word, but 2 times my GarageBand's on this laptop shut down, I actually successfully made it through the rest of the show. So, everyone, thank you very much. If you are listening to me, I am down Cape May, New Jersey right now for the rest of the week for Christmas until, I think, Saturday or Sunday. And if I have time or I feel like doing it, I will try to do a show. Otherwise, I will just continue to do shows when I get home. I didn't think I was going to do any shows actually this week, but now I am. I wouldn't mind trying to fit one in on Christmas Day, but I don't know yet. So I'll see how everything pans out because I want to do other things too. So if you are listening to me, I do appreciate it. I will say this for the rest of the week for any time I do a show. And if I don't, at least I'll get it out. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Happy Kwanzaa. If you're Jewish, then, God, I can't even think of the right word. Happy Hanukkah. So I'm trying to fit in everything. Kwanzaa is for the Black Americans who may celebrate that holiday. I don't know exactly when Kwanzaa is, so I apologize. So that's why I'm just saying it. Happy Kwanzaa. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and Happy New Year, which I'll probably obviously be doing shows before then. So thanks a lot if you're listening to me. I hope you enjoy what I do. This one was a lot more heated tonight just because it was a nightmare of a day today. So thanks a lot, everyone, and have a good night. I am signing off again down from Cape May, New Jersey at going on 10 p.m. This evening. and it will be aired shortly. Thanks a lot. Have a good one. This is iWalter.